Hello everybody, welcome back to another PUBG video. In this one I wanted to talk about the future of PUBG. Now that we have some competition in the form of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout mode, how will Battlegrounds fare against the new competition given how much issues the game currently has and lack of communication about those issues from the devs? It's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward, and a lot of you guys will be testing out Blackout tomorrow with the Xbox beta, which is when we will see how much this is going to affect Battlegrounds. Let's talk about the current PUBG issues. There's been a lot of buzz at the minute regarding Blackout, and despite my initial review of the game saying PUBG and Blackout are very different games, and on that point it's unlikely players will switch to the new Call of Duty, what has become very clear as the week has gone on is that a lot of people will be switching to Blackout or Firestorm simply because of stable performance. It's been over a week since 1.0 and it's been radio silence from the PUBG devs. The game is plagued with issues, FPS, desync errors, event pass missions are broken, server problems, rendering times are still huge. That's just a few of the current issues from a game that is supposed to be a full game release. I won't lie and say for me personally, I think the game needed another year in preview. Had the game not been in preview and released right now for the first time in its current state, well, the game would have been a huge flop because no one would put up with all these problems. But because they always had the game is still being developed tagline, we kind of endured, and that is no longer the case. They were pressured to release the game early, let's hope it wasn't for money or the release of the PS4 version, but to simply compete with Blackout and Firestorm buzz. Unfortunately, it's kind of backfired as they no longer have the excuse of the game is still in preview to fall back on. So what is the biggest threat to the game? My biggest concerns right now is the speed of updates and feedback from Treyarch. The game has been in beta for only 2 full days and they have already been 2 proper updates with full patch notes. They introduced a new game mode on day 2, it took PUBG 9 months. Alright, it was only a new mode that makes the circle faster, but they have 2 more to release this week as well. They have promised daily fixes and updates. By the end of the first 7 days of the Blackout beta, it's going to have more updates than PUBG did in its first 70, so that's 10 times faster with updates. We have had these concerns with slow progressive updates before with Fortnite, which was releasing huge updates weekly when we were only getting a single bug fix. But before there were no alternatives, Fortnite was, well, not for us, and everything else we didn't like had been played to death. This month though, I have really enjoyed playing Battlefield beta, really enjoyed Black Ops 4 multiplayer beta, and really enjoyed now the new Blackout beta, and while some of you might not, most of you guys have as well. Despite none of these games having the same feel as PUBG, they are still fun enough to play regularly with the bonus of smooth optimized gameplay and quick remedies to any issues and big problems. So what does that mean for the future of PUBG? Well, if the devs don't up their game drastically, there's going to be a big purge soon from the game, which is going to be a shame. I think the best thing that could ever happen to this game is it gets taken over by Microsoft. No PS4 version, just continue to develop on PC and speed up development on Xbox a huge amount. I mean, it's not over yet, they do have a chance to rectify things because there are no other games like PUBG, and if the game was made like a AAA rather than an indie title, it could blow the rest of the games out of the water, and it still has the potential to do that if done right. Realistically though, they need to double or even triple their dev team and fix the issues, fix the FPS, and start churning out content like a proper game. They need to add in new game modes. I know they don't want to, but they can add regular multiplayer modes like King of the Hill style, etc. Start releasing DLC, a lot more weapons, a lot more skins, a lot more cosmetics that we actually want to see. Maybe then, even if loads of us leave initially, we could have a Division or No Man's Sky situation where players like the game a lot, they're just waiting for things to be fixed and more content to be added, and they'll come back in large numbers. Will any of this happen? I'm not sure it will, but it needs to. Even if Black Ops and Battlefield don't kill the game, there are still other similar games with the potential that could. Islands of Nine, Fear the Wolves are a couple of main competitors, not to mention any future FPS game. So the competition is tough, and let's hope PUBG tries to fight through it and not just give up, because other games have in the past. Well, I think that pretty much covers all I wanted to say on this one. I really want to know in the comments what your thoughts are on PUBG's current issues and what they can do to make sure they progress rather than go backwards. I'll be back tomorrow with another PUBG video. I want to go over some of the upcoming content, kind of like second part to this video where we talk about the new snow map, night mode, new game modes and more. Unless of course we have an update for the game, which we really need. If you want to see daily videos, subscribe, turn notifications so you can see whenever I upload. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.